The Thursday night game, the Bears just absolutely slaughtering the Commanders in this one. Kind of felt it that, maybe the Bears, this was going to be their night. I did not expect it to be this type of score. Thought if the Bears were going to do it, they'd probably squeak one out. But we saw the Bears up big last week, and they were unable to hold on. We know the Bears are absolutely terrible, and we know the Commanders aren't this bad. They were also a team that made a big comeback last week. Jay, you think we're looking at more of the same in this one? This could be a very big opportunity for an in-game on the Commanders.
Do I think that that's a bad idea? No. What am I going all the way for the comeback? No. But am I going to take the Commanders in the second half here? Definitely. This is the Bears. They lost 15 straight games, and like you said, they just find ways to lose football games. We saw it happen last week. They jumped out to an early lead, and so I don't think the Commanders are nearly as bad as what they've shown thus far. And I'm interested to see the second half line. It's probably gonna be around 3.5, and I'm gonna take that. I think they
I'm
win the
showing two and
second
a
half.
half so far in the early going. So
There we go. I like it. I'm taking the Commanders here. I don't have any wood and I don't have any action in this game, so it's a good time for me to get in now.
yeah, I'm
Buy
not.
a low spot on the Commanders, sell high on the Bears.
Yeah, the Bears are just a terrible team, but playing their best just goes to show you in NFL football, everyone can play and anyone can beat anybody. I know a lot of people were on the Bears. The line just didn't really move on this game. Uh, just really stuck there right at 6.
Yeah, I wasn't in love with it from the start. Somebody they're saying they see. I don't know. Let me see what I see.
What are people saying?
I saw somebody say they see 7.5. Somebody else said 7.
So that's possible. I could be looking at a bad number.
Let me stop yapping. Let me sign
Yeah,
in and
I
put some.
see a 6.5. So this one kind of all over the place.
Yeah, let me see what I got.
And now I see a 7 at even money on the Commanders. So
I see a 7 too.
even money
I'm
though.
taking the second with the Commanders. I feel like we're headed for push though, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I don't think so. I think they're probably going to make a game out of this. The Bears are so
You
bad.
do?
That was so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. But a lot of times
What
on
y'all think
this,
in the comments? Y'all think the Bears stay on their ass, or y'all think like last week they're gonna fold? I got
yeah,
all this energy. I didn't sleep all day, man. I ain't had no internet. Just been in here bored. Now I'm up.
I'm like ready to get back to business. Tomorrow heading into the weekend, really our slowest week of the year since the All Star break, and really the last slow week that we have, the slowest week that we'll have before the All Star break again. So it's been good to get a little bit of a break. I'm ready to get back in action. Um, so I'm ready for the weekend. I think it's going to be a good card. College card looks decent on Saturday. Not the best, not the worst. And the NFL card, uh, first week of buys, so a little bit smaller card.
Yep. I agree with some of you guys in the comments. The Bears should have learned from last week.
Yeah,
But
well,
then
that's
again, it's still
easy.
the Bears. That's what they're saying. Yeah. Some people are saying they're doing it for Bucky's. I saw that he passed away. Um, you know, sometimes those things can be a little jolt of energy.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see that that's the case. I think that the writing could have been on the wall on this one, going into the game, but I don't see like um, I don't see that happening. I mean, I've seen Dick Buckus play as a great player and all those things, and of course, condolences. But I don't think it has much to do with what's happening on the field in this game. I think
Right.
what we've seen is that the Bears, have found some answers here. They've made some plays. It's I say this all the time. There's no scrubs in the NFL, so it's never a really big surprise when one team beats the other. I just think to me, it's more surprising that the Commanders have just really not been able to do anything. And I think that interception we saw before the half by Sam Howell just summed it all up with the way he just telegraphed that throw late over the middle, which is death. It's Baker Mayfield esque. I mean, that really is what that was. It was just looked like Baker Mayfield all over again. So, you know,
The question for me is what's more likely? The Commanders bounce back in some capacity or the Bears to put together another first half like they just did? Now, I think it's the first one. I'm sorry.
yeah, I think the most likely scenario here is 31-27 or 31-30 Commanders win the game. That's the most likely scenario. And it's sad but true. The Commanders are only 8 plus 853 to win the game. That's like if it was like a 20-point spread on a game, it's like plus 1100 or more. So that's how much the odds makers are trying to protect themselves against the Commanders coming all the way back. No, they have not stopped them on defense at all. But the thing is, the Bears looked the same last week. Yeah,
And I tell y'all, we have seen the Commanders come back from about this
last
bad this
week
year as
they
well.
did it last week against
Now,
a much better team. Against a
the
much
last week, they came back and got the Broncos earlier this year too. Who scored in that Broncos game at half? It was 21-14. I think it got bad for it worse. It was 21-3 against Denver. They came back and ended up winning that game 35-33. So, they've been a second half team. That's what I'll say. They've been a second half team this year. Put up 21 in that second half against the Broncos to come back and win. So, what's the Commanders' team total? I probably would take that as well. Bears. I mean, I don't know where all this confidence in the Bears is coming. This
14
is
and
a
a
team
half.
that is lost.
14 and a half for Commanders team total. Bears team total is 7.5. The over on the Bears team total second and a half is plus 121 on the juice at 7.5. The under is minus 145 on the juice for the Bears. So we're not alone in our thoughts here that the Commanders are going to
Yeah,
come roaring back. And this 7 that I have is starting to get away as well. So, you know, I just
they've been a second half team,
they've been a second
and
half
we've
team. The
seen the
Bears have
Bears
been
defense
horrific.
collapse in the second half.
What about Liberty? I haven't watched any of that game. I have no action on it. I know they were not covering earlier, but
All I had today was Western Kentucky. That's all I had for the day.
they're winning easily against Louisiana Tech. Garbage game.
Yeah.
All these games were garbage today. Tomorrow as well. There's 2 games. Neither of them.
Illinois, Nebraska. Who, Lord?
Yeah, nothing special going on in either of those games. Nebraska, terrible this season. Illinois, certainly taking a step back. Oklahoma State, no quarterback.
What's the other game? I know there's two.
Oklahoma State and Kansas State.
That one's a little better.
Oklahoma State has no quarterback.
I ain't watched a ton of them yet
Little
this year.
Dirk on tonight after Thursday Night Football. I have no idea who that is, but he's on. Little Dirk. Just make them up as they go along these days. They didn't come back last week. They were winning at the half and lost.
Mitch and Lil Durk. Oh man.
They were they were down big. The Commanders they scored on the last play of the game. Right.
Chris,
So
hilarious.
it's not they definitely came back. Little Dirk. A little something, you know. I got a lot of gold teeth like Lil Wayne.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to imagine Mitch listening to Lil Durk.
I don't think it's my thing. I'll be wearing my Little Dirk shirt in my videos. I couldn't even tell you one. I never heard of him until just now.
Yeah, that's funny.
Has he been around for a while? He's a one-hit wonder guy.
He has. He's actually. What's crazy is I would probably say he's the biggest artist from Chicago right now. Like, but he's like as
But I look
far.
at his songs, and it's like they're not really too old, you know.
Yeah, nah.
So he hasn't been around for that long. (2023) 2020 is his oldest.
My favorite song by Lil Durk is probably "What Happened to Virgil." That's probably my favorite song by Lil Durk. He's a street rapper, Mitch. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Jay, how you feel about Commanders plus 11.5 at plus 210?
Up for the game. I was looking at that too.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Nah, I was looking at the same play. Just seemed
like
that it just to me it seems that those plays, since you're so far out, the payouts aren't what they should be. So it's like the bookmakers are just trying to protect themselves, you know, from getting run over on those.
I kind of like that. Who was that going to ask me that?
We haven't really seen the massive comeback this year, like the massive comeback. This could be it.
We haven't really had a good Thursday night game this year.
Not Thursdays have ever since they instituted Thursday nights, they've been the worst games of the week.
Well, the opener was a Lions Chiefs, but other than that,
well, mostly it's a short week for these guys, so it's like they don't have a lot to work with. But the Commanders do get the ball here for the second half, and well, it's out of the end zone, so nothing happened.
We got Broncos Chiefs next week.
Yuck. Broncos Chiefs, and then following week, Ruffolo might have to stand in for me, so I'll have to see what happens.
Jags Saints
Probably be the Chris Ruffolo show on here with you. Here the Commanders come out of the second half, and look at this big play right out of the gate, all the way out to the 50-yard line, and then some. Slipped about 3 tackles in typical Bears style. Yeah, this one is going to be a close one. This one, I could see 34-27, and I could see this thing. Brian Robinson. I mean, 1 missed tackle, 2 missed tackle. The Commanders, Hal, once again, back to pass hasn't been a good look for him tonight. Gets it over the middle, just this little safe completion for about 6 yards. And I think that's what they need to do is like just get him some completions because he has been terrible, as Ruffolo said he would be on the morning show. I
Yeah,
think
guys, I just
I think for the Commanders, everyone's going to have to get involved. I think that once if they can get points on, if they get a touchdown here, get a stop and get another touchdown, then you'll start to see the Bears start to sweat, and I think that's when you'll start to see everybody get involved for the Commanders. But it's like they got to score a touchdown here, and then they got to stop and score another touchdown. Then it's 27-17. And then you have a game.
then we got a ball game.
But this is 27-3. This is smoking. This is 4 scores.
So, Mitch, earlier today, I was looking at series price for baseball. They have. I thought I was going to get plus money on the Rangers. I am not getting plus money. It is minus 115 and minus 105.
Wow.
For the series. It's crazy, right?
Well, what's crazier is that they started on Saturday and Sunday up against college football. That Rangers, I believe it's a 1 o'clock start.
It's at 12. Yeah, it's at 12, which is right after OU. Like, do y'all not have a brain?
It's not even after. It's right. It starts an hour into the game. And then Sunday, it's like they're running up against the NFL. So it's like, why wouldn't you have started this on, Thursday or Friday? And 1st and 10 for the Commanders. Hal throws one deep into the end zone. I mean, that's going to be a penalty, and it's going to be the Commanders' ball on the 1-yard line. I mean, that's just a bad pass interference call. I don't think that was a catchable ball. I mean, but it was close enough that they're going to give the Commanders the ball the 1 yard. This is about as easy as a touchdown. So those of you that laid the 7 with us at the half,
we're in good shape.
We're in good business. Yeah, I mean, let's see where this ball goes. A little push right there, and the ball lands 3 yards out of bounds. It's hard to call that, pass interference, and maybe the Bears are going to argue it, but I don't think they're going to get much of a, they generally don't take that back, but it is about 3 yards out of bounds. 1st and goal, they're going to give it to Robinson here. So they give it to them at the 2-yard line for the pass interference, not the 1. But Hal fakes it to Robinson. Well, this gives him the chance to throw the interception, which he does, but he completes it for the touchdown. Very, very easy little drive there. And it did not take much time at all. We're talking 3 minutes, the touchdown to Logan Thomas. I don't know.
Just like that. Let's do it.
I mean, this is Bears football this year. So, and look at this. So the Commanders, like I was saying, it's 4 scores at 24, but it's also 3 scores if you complete the 2-point conversion. So if they get the 2 here, and then they go 3 and out and get it again and get the 2 on them, I mean, the Bears are going to lose this game. I mean, it's pretty much the way it's going to come down. It's just a matter of if they lose it by 3, if they lose it by a touchdown, by what. But
I need you guys to remember that the Chicago Bears currently hold the 1 and 2 pick in the draft. Those are valuable.
They get the 2. Sam Howell runs it in. The Bears had a chance to stop him twice, and were unable to do so. We've got a 16-point game here. 27 minutes of football left to play. I would say the Bears are in trouble, at least as far as the outright win. That was about as bad of a drive as you could have because there was the big pass interference call, but there was some chunk plays against them. There was some plays over the middle. All the things that weren't working for the Commanders in the first half were working for them on that drive.
Yep. Guys, what we have here is what I tried to explain to you. We have a team that we've seen blow second half leads more than once this year in the Bears. And we have a team in the Commanders that we've seen play their best football in the second half, already come back down 21 once this year in the second half. Came back big last week, I think, and damn near won it, just lost in overtime to a Super Bowl quarterback. So um, there's not one of those in this game in Justin Fields. So I don't know. Commanders might be in business. You know, there's only 3 quarterbacks in the NFL currently that have won Super Bowls. Can you name them?
Three what?
Quarterbacks right now in the NFL that have won Super Bowls.
Um, sure. So it would be whoever won it last year, Patrick Mahomes. And then it would be Matthew Stafford, and then Aaron Rodgers.
He doesn't count because he's not playing. There's one more.
But
Yeah, there's one more.
so it's 4. And then it would be it's not something you just think about all the time, but let's
It's
see.
not.
Uh,
Let me know if you want a hint.
oh, Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. There you go.
Yeah. So that wasn't
It's
too
crazy though. It's crazy when you think about it.
Yeah. It is crazy. It's because Tom Brady had so many of them.
Yep.
Also, I think quarterback is one of the more overrated positions for it when Super Bowl winners. I mean, how many quarterbacks like that won Super Bowls aren't Hall of Famers? I'd say a lot.
Maybe, Chris. That's what I wanted to do.
I'll tell you
Let's
this.
see if these can get them off the field.
Yeah, this is
This
what
guy, and they got now.
they haven't been able to stop him. Let's see if they're able to do it here. We know Justin Fields is straight trash. DJ Moore's had a big game. Herbert's had a big game. I mean, this comes down to this Bears defensive line, which is supposed to be, the Commanders defensive line, which is very good, but we haven't seen them tonight. I mean, they have scored on every drive so far.
Yes, Will. I did see that interview with Marshawn and Shannon. It was very telling. Yeah, I watched it. It was pretty cool.
Here's Justin Fields coming the other way, and the Commanders holding contain on that, and that's what they got to do. He's gotten outside on him on plays like that a few times. We know he's skittish in the pocket. He's not going to stand back there and throw. So it's like when he starts going sideways like that, he's going to cut back the other way. But if the defensive end maintains contain, and there in that case was the corner, then he's got nowhere to go. And that's how you stop that. And I'm sure that's what Ron Rivera was telling them at halftime. 2nd and 9 here for the Chicago Bears. Justin Fields once again does what the only thing he can do, which is run, and he's this time gets away with it.
Yep.
I mean, this guy's
Commanders got to force him to throw the football. They have to, if they force him to throw the football, I feel good that the Commanders can come back and win this game. But it has to be. They're gonna have to make him throw it.
Yep. If they let him run the football like this, they're not going to have any time for any kind of comeback, even if the Bears end up not scoring points.
Yeah.
I don't like these alternate uniforms for the Commanders. I'm sure they're hating them right now also.
They're all black. You don't like them.
Well, they're not liking them. They're getting their ass kicked on them. There's holding right there, and I'll tell you what, man. Justin Fields that time held on to the ball and tried to throw it, and he got absolutely drilled. and that one could have easily been a pick six. It just floated into the air. Stuff Sweat applying the pressure. He was held all the way too. I mean, there was holding there. They didn't call anything. If you got the arm around the guy's back like that, how is it not holding? I mean, there's at least two guys that were held on that play. 2nd and 10 for the Bears. Fields back to pass once again. Gets rid of it very quickly to Moore. But now this is it. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where
plays right here. Yeah, these are the money making plays. Can we get off the field on 3rd down?
This is where the Commanders need it. Because they get off the field here. They score with 5 minutes left to go in the quarter. They got 20 minutes left of football, down by 8 or 10. It's like you got a real shot. But they gotta stop him here. Fields back to pass. There is pressure, and they had him, and they let him off the hook. He throws. That ball's incomplete. That ball hit the ground, and they're off the field there. That one was one of those ones where it's like you got to get him to the ground. It just shows you how strong Justin Fields is. That most quarterbacks would have been swatted to the ground on that.
Commandos.
They had him. I mean, dead to rights. They're going to come back and look at this one, but that ball clearly hit the ground. It clearly hit the ground. And Herbert looks to be hurt on this play, and that's not good news for the Bears because he's been very, very effective. But anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. I think we may actually have a ball game here after all. I think the Commanders, they don't have any chances, So if we're gonna have hope, we all know how important hope is. Thanks everyone for joining us. Make it a winning night. I'm gonna get back to watching Southern Charm, and I got this one on the small TV.
See y'all tomorrow.